Good evening, Astros fans. Welcome to another edition of the Crawford Chronicles. I will tell you this, guys. Today's game probably took about 3 years off my life. Good evening. Happy Easter to everybody. I'm one of your co-hosts, Chris. I got Browse here with me. Yeah, man, I'm a little tongue-tied because it's been a lot of texting, a lot of what are we doing? How do we blow the lead? Oh my God, we tied the game. We lost the lead again. Oh my God, we tied it again. It was a long day today. That's all I'm gonna say, man. Browse. But before we get to that, Browse, how was your Easter and how was your weekend?
Oh, it's fantastic, man. We got to go see a lot of family this weekend for our family Good Friday get together, which was fantastic. We always have a lot of fun with that. And then Saturday, just getting caught up, getting some stuff done after we got back, and then obviously Easter today was absolutely fantastic. So very excited that we got to do a lot of family stuff this weekend, and I've got to squeeze in some Astros baseball too. Got to see some of that, some good, some bad, some just like you were saying that would make you pull your hair out. That is, if you had hair. Me, on the other hand, I am bald, so it doesn't matter to me one way or the other. But made me want to go take my heart medication, to say the least. So anyway, yeah, blood pressure was up and down all weekend with the Astros. So we'll see. We'll see what they do moving forward. But we got a lot of news to get to. Got a little bit of this recap to get knocked out, and we'll go from there.
Yeah, and real quick, I kind of skipped it, but obviously, as you could tell, PK is not here with us tonight. He's got family stuff going on that nothing bad, but he's just not available for tonight. So we will take the torch and we will carry on without him. But yeah, let's go ahead and get in today's game. We if you wanted to see us recap the last two games, I mean, we put out little recaps over the last few nights. I mean, today was, man. If there was ever the term roller coaster ever really kind of like was like a perfect description for what a game was, it was this one. I mean, because you had the Astros come up 3-1, and then McCullers kind of struggled, and then man, this game was so long I can't even remember who came in after McCullers. I think it was Blue Ball. No, it wasn't Blue Ball. It was Okert. It was Oker because they went lefty on lefty. I think that was like a 4 pitch walk. And then Blue Ball, clearly didn't have his best stuff today. I mean, so that led to the A's being up 5-3, and then Christian Walker. I mean, my man's been clutch all season so far, tied at 5-5, and then some other stuff happened, and the A's went up 9-5. And then I was like, all right, man, let me go do some stuff before, I gotta get things ready here for this podcast. I come back just in time to see Myers hit the home run, and then Altuve with the double. Then you had Cam Smith with the 2-run single to tie the game. And I just remember thinking to myself, I sent a message to Rob, and I was just like, man, I don't think this game's ever going to end. Like, it's not. Like, this game may go on until midnight tonight, and then the Astros get ahead in extras, and then like I think my big takeaway from today's game is that, one, it was great to see the fight that the Astros had offensively. I mean, like, they came back literally. How many times were they down? 2 runs, 4 runs. They came back, tie the game. But man, like, the bullpen today was just 50 shades of no bueno. It was not good. Like, I think outside of I think Brian King. Brian King was the only guy I think he had a clean out in. Everybody else struggled a lot. Then we had the Abreu special, leave him in to come back in the next inning. He threw like 7 sliders in a row. I think all of them were balls. Had the bases, had 2 guys on base, and then throws a meatball to, I believe that was Brent Rooker, and that was all she wrote because he smoked it into the left field seats, and that was a 3-run jack. Astros lose the series to the A's. Rouse,
Yep.
what do you think, man?
This game was crazy. I was just looking at it because I couldn't remember how many different lead changes there were. There were 7 lead changes in that game, and it was all over the place, just like you were saying. McCullers looked like he struggled a little bit. I'm not going to say it was like this was some of the worst stuff that we've seen. I was trying to get a stat line on him real quick, but anyway, the biggest thing to take away from this, I think, though, and you mentioned it, was one, the Astros came back and they did not stop, trying to fight through this thing. I mean, Altuve with his defensive play to send it to extras was unbelievable. These guys going out there and fighting. Oh, by the way, Lo Perfido, I think, was
Yeah,
the
you beat
first
me to it.
inning
Yeah.
with that catch that he had, and Lance McCullers stayed on the field and waited for him because that was the third out to give him a high five on that one. So anyway, I thought that was really cool. But the defense looked like it was playing as hard as it possibly could. Our guys were up there. They were looking for smart at bats. They were working pitch counts. Alvarez went deep again today. He got a walk again when it came up in a clutch spot there when we were trying to get the game tied up. So he was the one that actually loaded the bases. And then before Cam Smith got that bloop in the left to tie everything up. So anyway, it was one heck of a game, man. I don't know what else to tell you other than that. But yeah, the one thing that I will say about the pitching is Espada, you better have learned your lesson on what Abreu is. And the second thing is Abreu, throw away that stupid neon green belt because it is not doing you any good, man. But anyway, long story short, we've talked about this 100 times. You know, closers have a certain mentality, and you put them in there to close games. You don't necessarily put them in there to, you know, hold runs and stuff like that. Now, he got lucky when he brought him in the bottom of the ninth. And did he get one out or two? I don't remember in the ninth. But anyway, it doesn't matter.
Um, let me look. Let me look. He got one.
Okay, so he came in to get the last out, and the only reason that he got that last out was due to Altuve's kind of miracle play at second, heads up, basically shifted into left field to go get the ball, and then you know, threw it down on a one hopper to Diaz, and Diaz tagged the runner. So we got lucky on that one. So you got out of that without Abreu getting scuffed up, and then of course, you know, they decided to put him in again. Now. For some closers, I understand you do have closers out there that can go multiple innings, but Abreu's not one of them. He is a setup guy all day long. I know we're using him as a closer right now with Hader on the shelf, but at the same time, I don't want him in there any more than you have to put him in there. And if you've already trained him from basically, you know, spring training all the way through today, hey, you're the closer, you are the man, then put him in there when we have a 1-run lead or 2-run lead or whatever. Don't put him in there, you know, when we're just trying to get to the next inning. I thought King looked pretty good. I mean, I think he could have definitely stayed in a little bit longer. But with the way that a spot has used Abreu, it's been very concerning. One, from a managerial standpoint, and two, from what Abreu's be able to do from a performance. He has 0 games pitched where he's come out with a clean performance. So that part, I think, is the scariest thing for me.
Yeah, I'm gonna go ahead and just go out and say it. There is nothing that I've seen so far in the opportunities Abreu had last season and the opportunities he's had this season. He is not a closer. I think I looked up his stats from last season. I think he had 12 save opportunities. He blew 7 of them last season. This guy, I don't know what it is about, you know, and you said it yourself. I mean, like a closer has a certain mentality. Abreu does not have it. I mean, like, I think that, I mean, I feel for the guy. I mean, because the guy's been getting tattooed every time he comes up to pitch. I mean, but like at this point, when are we going to shift and say, okay, we need to, you know, maybe leave Abreu as the setup man, that way, he's been the setup man. I mean, hell, for like what 4 or 5 years now. So
Yeah, and
you've
he's a
got to
good setup
start.
man.
Yeah, he's a fantastic setup man. However, he just doesn't have the mentality to be a closer. So maybe you need to start looking at different avenues. Brian King, AJ Blueball, somebody that can come in and shut the door because his season stats are atrocious. I mean, his ERA after today is 23.63. I mean, that's not what you want from your closer. And you know, to kind of piggyback what you said, I think Espada brought in some of these or left these relievers in a little bit longer than he probably should have. Like Blue Ball, I don't think Blue Ball should have went out for that third inning because he came in. I think he got 1 or 2 outs, pitched the following inning, and then I don't think he should have came back out. And that's where he got tattooed for that. I think he gave up a 2-run jack or something like that. But I just feel like I mean he left pitchers in longer than what they needed to, but I feel like he was real quick to pull Brian King. I think Brian King pitched an inning in the third and he yanked him. I mean, but like you used Tang
Yep.
yesterday, right? And I think you used Ryan Weiss as well. You've already used Ryan Weiss. You used him on the first game. You used Tang yesterday. I noticed how he didn't even go to Munoz, which I was like, thank God. I mean, but yeah, I mean, like, and then you get the news today about Hunter Brown. I mean, like, you did see Christian Roa. He kind of struggled a little bit. I mean, like, it was just today was just not a good day for the bullpen. And again, it was just another tremendous or another horrendous outing by Brian Abreu.
Yeah, and by the way, you did just touch on it, so that we'll go ahead and segue into that. With Hunter Brown getting announced today by the Astros that he is going on the IL and not giving us really too much information on it. Yeah, I would have said last season that's pretty concerning. This year, we really don't know what this, one management and medical staff is going to do about keeping everything secret. I'm going to assume they're going to go with the same playbook. But they said, what was it, a shoulder strain? Is that what I'm to understand?
Yeah.
Okay, so he's got a shoulder strain. He's going to be on the IL for supposedly the minimum amount of days, which is fantastic if that is the case. And secondly, we talked about it before the season started. We've got lots and lots of depth down in Sugarland to where we can pull up an Arrighetti or we can pull up basically the entire starting rotation if we needed to, because these guys have experience on the Astros. So, if he misses a start or two, I'm not going to be too concerned. But at the same time, that could be two very easy wins that we could get with him, on our team. So we'll see where that goes. Hopefully this new medical staff is going to take care of him well, and then we'll get him back here as soon as we possibly can.
Yeah. I mean, so my big thing is going to be who is going to step up and take the reins now that Hunter Brown's probably going to miss 2 to 3 turns through the rotation. We saw Burrows with a good bounce back start. Christian Javier, not so much. Imai had a really good bounce
Great.
back start. I don't think LMJ looked terrible today. I just think that he didn't get much, back in from the guys that came behind him, which I think it was Oker. And I mean, we already talked about that, but I'm pretty interested to see who's going to step up, who's going to be like, okay, I'm going to be the guy that takes the next step. Brown's out. I'm going to be the guy that puts this team on my back and carry them until our ace comes back. So that's going to be pretty interesting to see. I mean, and you said it yourself. That rotation down in Sugarland is, man, it's pretty legit, man. I mean, Spencer Arrighetti's last start against Jacksonville, I think he threw 4.1 innings of no hit ball. I mean,
Yep.
so yeah, I mean, like the Space Cowboys have been out to a pretty good start. I think they lost today, um, but I think they won like 7 in a row until they lost. They dropped the last 2 to Jacksonville, but yeah, man. I mean, this is why Dana Brown went out there and signed all the pitching that he did was to basically combat if we, God forbid, had another issue like we did last season with all the injuries. So now you got one. My first thing that my first reaction was already. It's like, man, I thought this was supposed to be our injury-free season since we had 19 or 27 of them last season. So it'll be interesting. I mean, you got a very winnable series coming up. I mean, so then you go to Seattle, that's I don't know if he was due to pitch in Seattle, but that's going to suck not having him in Seattle.
Yeah, no, he was due to pitch in Seattle, and that's going to be the biggest problem. Yeah, him missing the Rockies, series coming up here soon. That one I'm not too terribly worried about. The Rockies, I'm sorry, man, these guys aren't even trying to be a competitive team. So, with that being said, I'm not too terribly concerned about him missing or actually Espada doing some mixing and matching with his lineup like he likes to do. So this would be a good time for us to give some of these younger guys, a try, see what they can do. And then also make sure that our guys get our reps. But, and I was thinking, just to digress a little bit, I was thinking about this whole A's series. And, we said it a lot last season, and I remember it. And I don't know why I didn't say that we were going to go 1-2 on the series anyway, because for whatever reason, it doesn't matter how terrible the A's are from a record standpoint. we always struggle with them, and I don't know why. I mean, don't get me wrong. They do have some good players on there, and they've got some players that they are now paying. They're trying to get ramped up with their move coming up to Las Vegas here in a couple of seasons. So, with that being said, they're trying to lock up their good talent. They're trying to sign some good young talent. That way, by the time they get to Las Vegas, they're going to have a formidable team on the field. But, at the same time, these guys are young. They still are making a lot of mistakes. And I think we should have been able to beat them today. And we shouldn't have gotten embarrassed like we did on Friday. But at the same time, it happened. So, but, hey, fool me once, it's on me. Fool me twice, whatever it is. But, it's that was my fault for not thinking through that a little bit better.
Well, to be fair, we all thought they were going to win the series, and I mean they had opportunities today to win the series. I mean, it's just today was a day where the offense was there, but the pitching couldn't back up the offense. I mean, how many times did we get on the Astros last season for the offense not picking up the pitching? Well, today was kind of the reverse of that. So, and yeah, man, I mean, Oakland, Sacramento, Las Vegas to be whatever you want to call them, the Athletics. I mean, they got a good young core, man. I mean, like I mean, we just saw 3 games of. I mean, you got Shea Langoliers. I mean, you've got a good core. Jacob Wilson. You got Nick Kurtz, Lawrence
Yep.
Butler. I mean, like Soderstrom as well. I mean, like if
Brent
they,
Rooker.
like I said, yeah, Brent Rooker, he hit the game winner today. I mean, like if you see, that core there, and their biggest downfall is what we talked about is they're starting pitching. I mean, so and we saw that today. But then I guess you could say the Astros too. The Astros pitching as well. I mean, because they gave up what 15 runs. I think it was 12-9. They gave up 11 on 2 days ago. So yeah, I
Yeah.
mean, like I think you hit the nail on the head from now on. Every time we play Oakland, we're just gonna say 1-2 Oakland.
That's what we're going to have to do. Just
Yeah,
automatic. Like it doesn't matter who's pitching, doesn't matter
yeah,
where it is, what's going on. 1-2 Oakland. That's what it's just going to have to be.
yeah. It's like somehow we traded for Crochet and Turek Screwball and Hunter Brown, so it's gonna be Hunter Brown, Screwball, and Crochet. Well, I'll still go 1-2 Oakland.
Yeah, we'll scratch one of those.
Yeah, yeah,
So
man. I
that
mean, so
should lead us then. I was going to say
yeah, I
into
was.
the Rockies. You
No, you got it, man.
did you
Go ahead and run with it. Go ahead and run with it, sir.
Okay.
I mean,
Yeah, so that leads us into the Rockies. So guys are probably jumping on a plane right now, headed out to Denver, and then we've got Colorado for the next 3: Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday. Um, this is going to be real easy, guys. For Monday, pitching for the Houston Astros, that is going to be your favorite pitcher, TBD,
ooh,
against Feltner. And then the 7th, this is Tuesday, the Rockies are going to be TBD against our newest guy that got called up, Bolton. I believe it's Chris Bolton. I don't know anything about Bolton. I was trying to find some stats on him earlier and was having a little bit of a hard time about it. Chris, what do you know about Bolton? Do you know anything?
I mean, I try to know some things. I mean, do I know anything? Or I mean, that's debatable depending on what day it is. But
Now
so
that I
I
put
think
you on
his
the
name
spot,
is
by the way,
yeah, I think his name is Sam Bolton. I believe that's what it
Sam
is.
Bolton.
And they signed him last season, but he was hurt last season, so they signed him to a 2-year minor league deal. So I don't think he pitched at all last season. So that's probably why you can't find any information on him as far as stats or whatever. So, um, hey, he had a great start, or he had a great outing. His last outing, he came in 3 shutout innings. I think he had what 3 Ks or something like that. I don't know. I can't remember. But hey, now it's time for these guys to step up, man. I mean, like if you know, hey, and I'm pretty sure now that I'm trying not to stumble over my words, but I'm pretty sure this was set up, for him to have a start against a team that's struggling. So technically, like when you call up, somebody you don't want them to face the Yankees or the Dodgers. You want them to take on somebody that's kind of struggling. Let them build their confidence up. So yeah, I mean, long story short, they signed him to a 2-year deal. He was hurt last year. Now he's not hurt.
Okay. Well, that's going to be great for him. So he's going to be starting on Tuesday, and then Wednesday, the 8th, we've got the getaway game. That's a 2:10 start here Central
Oof.
Time, and you've got TBD for the Rockies against TBD for the Astros. So we've
Ooh.
got two named pitchers in this whole series, one for the Rockies, one for the Astros. And we'll kind of just figure it out, I guess, from there. But like I was saying, this is going to be a good spot for Espada to go and, give some of these guys a try that he's been wanting to work out and see what they can actually do.
Yeah, because like their corresponding move they made this morning was when then they called back up Christian Roa. Was that their move?
Yes. Well,
So they
Roa
would,
pitched in the game today.
yeah. So I think that was a corresponding move for Brown going to the IL. So I'm thinking you're probably going to see someone like Munoz, maybe he goes back to where he came from. That should free open a spot on the 40 man. So I'm thinking it'd probably be Arrighetti. Um, I mean, who knows? Who knows what they're gonna do? I mean, they may just, maybe it'll be Weiss. Maybe Weiss will start tomorrow since he didn't pitch the last 2 days. I mean, that would kind of maybe they'll do an old school piggyback. So there's always that option. And that way, just they may piggyback to get through, or they may just say tomorrow's gonna be a bullpen day, which I don't know how you can do that because you threw 17 pitchers today. So yeah, but I mean, it's the Rockies. I mean, like it's not like this is going to be a team that's going to be contending for anything anytime soon. They do have a couple of decent players. I mean, they do have players coming up in the system. That are worth keeping an eye on. It's Coors Field. I would expect a lot of runs this series, and I just
Yes.
hope
Take
that
the
it's
over.
one sided. I just hope it's one sided and not 12-9.
Yeah, I do think it's going to be tough to do a bullpen day, especially tomorrow, just like you talked about. Because I mean, we ran six pitchers out there today, so those guys are definitely going to be. Our bullpen's a little gassed at this point, especially with the two long blowout games from Friday and Saturday. Right, so we used a lot of pitching this weekend. I would expect to see a couple of moves, like you said. I wouldn't be shocked if Roderick Munoz doesn't end up going back to, I want to say St. Louis. But anyway, so have him go back to his team since he was a Rule 5 draft guy. Or, who knows? They might have to send somebody down and pick somebody back up. It just depends on who's got options to use that they can rotate these guys in and out of AAA and get some fresh arms in there. Expect to see, I would say, Tang probably, if not tomorrow, then at least on Tuesday, because he pitched on Saturday, looked really good, had a limited use. I think he only had 2 innings, so he should be good to go at least by Tuesday, if not Monday. And then, yeah, for the rest of it, I would expect we're probably going to see Arrighetti at some point, and then we've got Bolton on Tuesday. So there you go. There's at least something to go off of for moving forward in that aspect. But yeah, the one thing is I do want to see Blue Ball, like you were saying earlier. I'd like to see him, if they're going to start experimenting in Colorado, put him in a ninth inning situation if we get to it and see what he can do. I think that would be really interesting. And then let Abreu sit on the bench for a little bit and kind of regather whatever he's got going on, or put him in as a setup guy like he should be to begin with. So if they can mess around like an experiment with the pitching staff between AAA and the big squad right now, and at least maybe figure one or two things out, especially in our bullpen area, that this is the time to do it. And that would be a great time to experiment with all this. So, and just like you said, other than that, we're going to be in Colorado. The ball's going to be flying out of the park. So, if you see somebody that's giving up dingers, don't necessarily think that that's going to be what's going to happen moving forward, because the ball flies out of the park in Colorado. So,
All
with
right.
all that said, Chris,
Oh boy,
what
here we
is your
go.
official prediction for this 3-game set against the Rockies Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday?
Well, somehow I've been able to maintain first place. I do not have a graphic for it. I was slacking today. I ended up watching the entire game, so there's a couple of things I slacked on. I'm gonna go Astros 2-1. 2-1 Astros. Now I did get PK did chime in. And he said, what did he say? He said taking a sweep for the Astros versus Colorado. So PK is going with the sweep.
All right, so 2-1 from you, sweep from PK. Honestly, if we were looking at like any type of a solid rotation, I would agree with PK, but I'm going to agree with Chris on this one. Just because I think that they don't have really a whole lot of a solid game plan as far as pitching is concerned. I think they're probably going to experiment a little too much in one of these games, and you'll see the ball fly out of the park a couple times, and we'll probably lose one. Probably the getaway game, to be honest with you, because we'll have the entire bench cleared and have a lot of starters on a rest day while we're getting into the very next series, because they're going to have Thursday the 9th off, which will help out. And then, we start that series in Seattle. But, with that travel day being on Wednesday and then having Thursday the day off, I would expect to see a lot of the veterans getting benched. So I'm going to go 2-1 with Chris, saying I'm even going to go further. I think we're going to win tomorrow, Tuesday, and I think the getaway day, we end up just barely losing that one while they're doing some roster experimentation.
Yeah, I'm gonna say that the one they lose is the one that Espada puts Abreu in. That's gonna be the one that they lose.
That's fair enough.
Yeah, I mean, because like Espada, I mean, he made a couple moves today that I kind of, I mean, really, he made a handful of moves this whole series, and I was just like, what are we doing? Like, I don't know why he took out Loperfido. I mean, even if it was lefty on lefty, I mean, he's proven to me so far he can hit lefties. That whole sequence in the first game where he follows Javier with Munoz, I'm like, what are we doing? And then like an inning later, he goes into mass subs, and it's like, man, if you would have just maybe went to Tang, went to blue ball, maybe those six other now. I mean, I get that Diaz has to catch that pop up, but maybe you don't give up 11 runs. Maybe it's 6-1. Maybe it's 4-1. And then you don't, you leave your guys, your offense is hot. I mean, so I just felt like that first game that Espada was so quick to throw in the towel and go into mass exodus, mass substitutions that I don't know. It's just, it was just weird. I didn't like it.
Yeah, he was in mop up mode.
Yeah, and it ended up scoring four. I mean, so who knows? Like if they were able to, I mean, I think that they've seen enough out of Munoz, which is why you didn't see him pitch today. I mean, because there was, like I said, there was a couple of innings today that it's like, why is he back out? And it's because they didn't go to Munoz at all. Like they had him warming up. I was like, oh boy, here we go. And then he was quick to sit him down. So I think that move is going to be Munoz is going back to whatever team he came from. I would be shocked if he survived, to be honest with you.
Yeah, no, I agree. I totally agree with that. We've been kind of talking about this offline, ever since the season started. I think the only reason he made the roster is because he had to, or we were going to give him up right away. So I think they exactly know what they have with him right now. And then at this point, that experiment has not worked out. Go ahead, let's ship him back and open up a new 40-man spot for one of our guys.
I like it. Maybe Kevin Biggio. We'll see. I doubt it though.
Ooh,
Probably not.
ooh,
I don't know. I mean, it sounds like they need more arms than they
yes,
need
sir.
bats right now. I mean, so I'm thinking it'll probably be Arrighetti. Trying to think who else. I mean, you still have man, who's that other kid? I think you still got Maldonado down there. But yeah, I mean, like, I think what'll probably happen is Munoz will go. They'll probably bring up Arrighetti. And then that way I mean, Arrighetti's already on the 40 man. So it's not like you have to clear a spot to bring up Arrighetti. That leaves you a spot on the 40 man open. So that way, if you need to do something further down the line, you have that flexibility to do it with the open spot. And then you just kind of figure out like your bullpen. But I don't know, man. Like, I don't want to be negative Nelly, but I just can't see Abreu go out there again to try to close the game out. I mean, that was brutally tough to watch today.
Yeah. Well, we'll see what they do. I like Uola coming up too. That'd be fun to watch. We'll see what they end up doing, seeing what Espada does. The moves Dana Brown's got, and hey, that should do us.
Yeah, I mean, so I think that's gonna wrap up this episode. I want to thank everybody that's taken the time to watch us live. If you like what you see, again, we go live every almost damn near every night now. So, but you can catch us everywhere on any social media platform: Spotify, Facebook, X, TikTok, Instagram. So again, thank you for interacting with us on all of our socials. Again, tell your friends about us. We're the Crawford Chronicles. I'm Homer Chris. I've got my guy Sweet Pea Bones, and we will catch you guys on the next episode, which will probably be a recap tomorrow night, more than likely. All right, guys. Happy Easter. Hope everybody had a fantastic Easter, and we will see you guys tomorrow night.
Yes, sir. Hook 'em.
Oh, we got a Little League game tomorrow, too.
Yeah, that we do.